Thank you. So the effect of ocean warming include sea level rise due to thermal expansion, coral bleaching, accelerated melting of Earth's major ice sheets, and intensified hurricanes and changes in ocean health and biochemistry. It really is all connected. So can you explain to me, how is NASA able to combine the data to explain all of that interconnected systems and how they're working together?
One of the ways we combine all these is through models. So these are mathematical models. So we use a computer and we put in our understanding of the physics of the Earth system and all of its different parts. And then we can look at how they're interrelated. So we can represent the land, the ocean, the atmosphere, water, emissions, and put all of that into a single computer model, and then use the observations that we get from our NASA satellites to help us better understand how that changes over time. And then from those models, we can then look at the individual drivers in the past and the processes that are contributing to the changes we see today, and then we can also use those to project into the future.
Yeah, it's really a system of data, and it's a tremendous amount of data, not only that we're getting from ground sensors or airborne campaigns, but we're downloading almost 25 terabytes of data every day on the Earth system and how it is changing from our constellation of Earth-observing satellites. And so in order to understand this just treasure trove of data, we really have to have these remarkable model predictive capabilities that we have at NASA along with our other partners.
Thank you. I'm learning so much today. And thank you for all of this insight and for all of the data. So let's check in with another climate expert, Dr. Kerry Krauss-Nicholson at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, California, who's going to give us an update on the connection between heat and air quality and the detrimental impact it has on humans.
I'm interested in air quality from the perspective of urban heat. I work on an instrument called Ecostress, which studies surface temperature from the International Space Station. One of the things we're really interested in is the urban heat island effect. So in cities, especially cities that have a lot of cement and concrete, those cities get hotter during a heat wave, but at night they don't have a chance to cool down. And so the next day, things just get hotter and hotter and hotter. And this has significant health impacts, but it also has a real impact on air quality. As you know, people tend to run their air conditioning units when it gets hot, and this contributes to emissions. We know that heat waves are becoming hotter, they last longer, and they're becoming more frequent. And so we're concerned about the long-term impacts to air quality as a result of heat waves. Ecostress is especially interesting to study urban heat because it has a very fine resolution. That means that we can zoom in to individual neighborhoods, since we know that individual neighborhoods each experience heat differently. And we're working with city officials and city planners to see what we can do to mitigate the impact of heat in our neighborhoods.
Thank you, Kerry. So, Kate and John, can you explain what NASA is doing to help inform local decision makers about heat and air quality?
Well, I'm going to focus on one particular aspect of air quality and heat, and that is on the issue of nitrogen dioxide. Now, nitrogen dioxide, NO2, is a harmful pollutant to breathe on its own. It's a regulated pollutant by the EPA. It comes from smokestacks and tailpipes, so cars and factories. So it's extremely concentrated, particularly in our urban areas. Now, with nitrogen dioxide, once you expose it to heat and sunlight, it breaks down into ozone. And we mentioned ozone earlier because we love ozone up in the stratosphere, where it protects us from the sun's UV radiation. But we don't like it down here at nose level where we're breathing it, because it causes a lot of lung irritation, throat irritation, particularly harmful for those who already have pre-existing conditions like asthma or COPD. So as you can tell, this urban heat island effect is actually creating and generating ozone